Have you ever wondered why some men effortlessly captivate women, while others seem to turn them off instantly without even realizing it? In this video, let's dive into surprising mistakes men make that push high-value women away. Let's make sure you're not making these mistakes, and I would advise you to stick around because avoiding these pitfalls might just be the difference between being the one she respects and admires and the one she avoids. First off, who is even a high value woman? I think we should be clear on this because not every woman out there that is a high value woman. So I like to think that a high value woman is someone who is self-assured, who is confident, has her own thing going on for her, who does not necessarily rely on you for assistance, for food, for all of those things. Anything you bring into her life comes in as a bonus. Someone who is wholesome in herself, who is confident, who is self-assured, who does not have insecurities of any kind. Not the type that will just throw tantrums unnecessarily just because you're dating. She's insecure when you talk to girls. She's questioning you. She's following you around, checking you, checking your phone, checking your emails, and she's just all over the place. That right there is an insecure woman. She's not a high value woman. A high value woman is classy and she knows her worth. And the reason why I'm taking my time to explain this is because I want us to be clear on this. Like, it's not every woman out there that is a high value woman. Not be every woman wey dey outside na be high value woman. Because somebody will be like, I beg, make she get out. Women plenty everywhere. Wetin? I dey find woman. Woman plenty everywhere. Yes, women plenty everywhere, but no be all of them be high value women. Not all of them are high value. Not all of them are secured in themselves. Not all of them have something going on for themselves. Not all of them can sustain themselves without external validation, external help, needing you every minute and being too clingy and needy. Know the difference. And for a woman like that, what kind of behavior from a man turns her off? Number one, weakness. A man who is weak is the type that avoids responsibilities. He doesn't want any form or any shades of commitment. He's the type that sleeps with random girls. He goes to club today, tomorrow, day after, and he just mates randomly. That is a weak man because he lacks the will and the ability to commit to a steady relationship. And the avoidance of responsibility limits a man from being masculine. I mean, a woman wants a man who can be a provider, who can protect, and who can just be there for her when she needs him. And as a man, if you're avoiding responsibility, you don't want to be there. You don't want a situation where someone is calling you and the person is holding on to you and saying, this is my man. You need to be responsible in this area. You need to be accountable in this area or in that area. And you're avoiding things like that. It means that you're a weak person. Trust me, a high value woman will be turned off. You can never be fully masculine if you cannot protect, you cannot provide, you cannot preserve. A type of man that is pushed around by every kind of tide, like you're everywhere. You can't even make decisions of your own. Also, a kind of man who doesn't have a mind of his own, who doesn't have a will of his own, like they popularly call them mama's boy. Someone who his mother is like at the center stage of his life. He can't even make a complete sentence without adding his mom. Maybe, for example, you manage to be in a relationship with someone now, and then you intend to attend the function. A man who will be like, green is my mother's favorite color. I think we should wear green to make her happy. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Which one be say green na your mama favorite color? Make una come wear green. Like, you don't have a mind of your own. You're still in the cave. You're still in the womb. What's going on? You're spineless. That is a turn off for a high value woman. You should be able to stand on your own and make your own decisions. Or you're the type that if conversation is going on, before you say 1, 2, 3 sentences, you're always like, my mom said this thing. She said it. See, you can get married to a woman, even have children and seem to be happy. But trust me, that woman is not going to be a high value woman because no high value woman will be able to contend with that. She cannot contend with your mother's interference in your relationship, even without you knowing it. You've not been able to sever the umbilical cord. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a relationship with your mom or you shouldn't love your mom and care for her and all of that. That is far from it. There's a difference between loving your mom and taking care of her and letting her control your decisions and your life, especially when you're already an adult. I mean, a full-fledged grown man. Someone who is up to 25, 30 years, your mama will they push you around. Do this one now, do that one now. You be like, now my mom now. I no go like my mom. What you they talk? She has always been there for me. She has always been there for you. But if you really want to attract someone who is healthy, someone who is confident in herself, someone who is whole, someone who is productive, ambitious, someone who is a high value woman, then you cannot be a mama's boy and expect that you attract a woman like that. Number two, emotionally unintelligent. A man who struggles to understand and manage his emotions and the emotions of others is a huge turn-off to a high value woman. This lack of emotional regulation often affects his relationships, even work environment, and the ability to connect meaningfully with people. For example, a guy who cannot maintain a job for 2 months at least, now you don't resign. You find yourself working in like 6, 7 different places in just 1 year. This shows that a man like that has serious problem managing his own emotions and the emotions of other people. Now, I agree to the fact that some workplaces can be like a living hell. There are people on earth who are like devils incarnate. They can frustrate you and even push you to your limit. But not being able to handle your emotions and the way you react to people and situations is going to affect you in the long run. Like I said, it will affect how often you can keep a job, how often you can keep a relationship. There are people who date for just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, and relationship don't end. Because now, before you know, you don't slap the girl, they don't part ways. Because which kind of girl go stay make they slap am? I mean, I don't think any high value woman would want to take beating from a man just because you're dating. So not being able to handle your emotion, not being emotionally intelligent is a huge turn-off. Number three, poor communication skill. A man who is dismissive, interruptive with conversations. A woman is trying to tell you something very important and you're like, please, now is not the time. Please just shut it. I'm busy. Can't you see that I'm driving? Do you want me to get accident? All those kind of things. I get it, some timings can be wrong. Maybe someone is trying to have like emotional conversation with you and maybe you're driving and you're the type that cannot multitask, because I've read somewhere that most men cannot really multitask. So now reacting in that manner and shutting her down is not the best way to communicate it. You can say something as simple as, oh babe, I like to have this conversation with you, but I think it's better for us to get home. Let me just park this car somewhere and let's have this conversation. Being dismissive or being interruptive is not going to give you anything. It's not going to make you achieve anything at the end of the day, because if she's a high value woman, she will see these things as huge red flags and she would run away. Or maybe he's the type that is always scrolling on his phone and checking on updates on social media and all of that, even when you're out on a serious date. I mean, if you're out on a serious date, you should be able to dedicate that 30 minutes or at least 1 hour to that person. Maintain eye contact, have that deep conversations. Not because you want to show your grammar style or the ability to talk, just because you want to pay attention to that person. I think it's okay to just put your phone face down on the table so that you won't be distracted, because it's somehow, if it's your job, it's a different thing. Maybe you are an on-demand kind of person. You have to just be available 247. That's a different thing. She understands that it's a job. But if it's you checking social media for update, I think it's a huge turn off. It doesn't show respect and commitment to the person that you're out with. And when you're having a conversation, I think it's always better to listen more. Having an excellent communication skill is not about talking all the time. It's about your ability to listen. And you're not listening because you want to respond immediately and tell her what she doesn't know, but you just want to listen and connect with this person, pay attention, maintain eye contact. All of those things. Number four, lack of boundaries. Women love to test boundaries. Believe me or not, having boundaries or lack of it will determine if she's going to respect you or not. Because if you're a man without boundaries, then it means that she can manipulate you. And a woman does not want a man she can manipulate. If she can manipulate you and push you here and there all over the place, then it means that any other person out there will be able to do the same. Don't condone disrespect and bad behaviors. Call it out immediately, especially when you're still dating. Because whatever you allow in your dating phase is going to continue right into your marriage. And it might not stop. So you need to control it now that you can. Number five, confidence. A confident man would always be attractive to women. A man who is comfortable in his own skin, who is not threatened by anything. And this doesn't mean that you have to be the loudest in the room. No, confidence does not make noise. Confidence no dey make noise. When you see someone who is confident in his own skin, he doesn't even speak so much. He's just being himself. He understands his values and he knows who he is. He knows his worth. So most times he'll just be cheerful, observing people, observing environment. He's just cool, calm, and collected. And trust me, a high value woman would notice that first in a man. Number 6, and this is a bonus tip, a spiritual man. See, there is something about a man who knows his source, a man who knows himself and who knows whose he is, a man who understands that this life and this whole universe didn't just come into existence like that. I mean, there is a supreme force, a supreme power that called it all into being. You see, that kind of man is a man that is irresistible. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this because in a time like this, it's very easy to flow with the crowd. Some people would even say there is no God. I don't believe in all of those things. I beg, we could just move the groove, you know. See, if a woman understands that you're a man who knows that there is a spiritual life, that there is accountability, that there is life after now, that people don't just pass away and just be forgotten for good, and regardless of what you do and how you live your life, there is no accountability, there is nothing. I mean, that is something that nobody can ignore, especially a high value woman. So you want to attract a high value woman? Don't be weak. Be emotionally intelligent. Very important. Know your boundaries. Know your boundaries, be confident in who you are, have excellent communication skill, and most importantly, know whose you are. Acknowledge and understand that there is God. There is God though. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new here, my name is Wendyzeal and I appreciate you for stopping by. If you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and stay blessed, stay confident. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.